Nate here. He's got a bag of what in your hand?
Total cereal.
And what are you trying to do with you and your team?
Take the iron out of the cereal.
And how are you going to do that? Have you figured it out yet?
Yes.
Don't tell me yet. It's not time. Thank you.
And then we put the cereal in a blender with milk so that the cereal will become a liquid and it'll be easier to get it out. Next we put the cereal in.
What you will need: 1 cup of water, 1 cup of cereal, a plate, a magnet, and a blender.
Next, blend up these ingredients. After blending, pour onto a plate.
Last year, going to use the magnet to blend or to see if it will pick up any irons in the blended cereal.
Step 1. Get all your supplies: cereal, iron, blender, and a magnet. Step 2. Put cereal in a blender.
Step 3.
Grind cereal with a blender so it is finely ground. Rub the magnet. Step 4. Rub the magnet over the blender. Rub the magnet over the top of the blender. Step 5. Observe it. Crunch up the cereal. Crunch up the pieces of cereal.
Put the crunched up pieces of cereal in a small cup of water. The reason is so the pieces will become soft and will dissolve.
Then put the magnet over the cup of water. The iron will be attracted to the magnet and rise up to the magnet.
First, put the cereal in a blender with water so the cereal will blend.
Then blend the cereal so
Put the blended cereal in a plastic bag so we can use the magnet easier.
Use the magnet to extract the iron.
We need a magnet, cereal, milk or water, and a bag.
First we put the cereal in the bag, then we put the liquid in the bag, then we smash the cereal and wait for it to be soggy.
Next, we wait for about 15 minutes. Then we rub the magnet on the bag. Next, we wait to see the metal that comes out of the cereal.
The reason why we put the liquid in the bag is to wait for it to get soggy.
We let it get soggy so it will be easier to pull the nose.
First, we will put cereal in the strainer. Then we will wash the cereal off the sugar off the cereal. Then we will put it in a bowl to crush it up. Then we will use a magnet to get the iron.
Small blender, water, a magnet, and a bag of cereal. First, you get cereal and put it in the small blender, then mix it. Next, take it out and put it in a plastic bag with water.
Finally, get a magnet, then you put it against it, then make it around a little, then move it around a little, and then you'll see iron.
We need water to separate the minerals so we can get the iron.
And we use the blender to make the cereal smaller to get out the iron. To get the iron out, we needed a magnet, a blender, cereal, water in a bowl.
First, put the cereal and water in a blender. We are putting cereal and water in a blender and blending it so the cereal will get soft so the iron will dry out easier, making it easier to release the iron.
Now we are going to pour it into a bowl because it will not have a plastic.
Next, we use the supercharged magnet to get the iron out of the cereal. The reason why we are using a supercharged magnet is because it will get almost all of the iron out of the cereal.
Step 1. Put the cereal in the blender to break down the cereal.
Step 2, moisten the cereal with boiling water to try to separate the metal.
Spread out the cereal and let it dry.
Step 4, run a high powered magnet over the cereal to see if any materials come out.
First, we put the cereal in the blender.
And put water in it, blend it.
Next, put it in a bag, use a magnet, and rub it on the bag.
And the iron should pop out. We use water because it doesn't have iron in it.
The first thing we're going to start off with is our materials. You'll need about 4 cups of cereal, 2 cups of water, and 1 blender. We are first going to put the cereal in a blender. We are going to put 4 cups of cereal, 2 cups and 2 cups of water.
We will take the iron mixture and take it under a microscope.
Then you will be able to tell or to see the iron that is in the cereal.
To get the iron out of the cereal, you will need a mallet, a magnet, and the cereal. First, you will mash the cereal into tiny chunks with the mallet.
Next, you will get the magnet and hold it above the cereal. Iron should eventually attach to the magnet.
The reason we couldn't get the iron out before is because of all the ingredients that put together and it blocks out the iron.
This is Maxie's video about the dollar bill. The dollar bill has lots of different metals in it. When Mrs. Maxie blended the dollar bill and added water in the blender, she kept mixing it up and all of the metals sank down to the bottom. Afterwards, she had a magnet and attached it to the blender. All of the metals stuck to the blender because it's magnetic. So we decided to use the same method on the cereal. We are going to smash the cereal and add some water in a blender. Then we will let it sit a while. After it sits, all of the iron will settle into the bottom.
Then we will get the magnet and it will attach to the blender because all the iron will be into the bottom. That's what we predict will happen. First step, we will need cereal, a blender, water, a plastic bag, and a magnet.
Step 2, we will need to pour the water in the blender and with the cereal.
Step 3, blend the water and the cereal together.
Step 4, then pour the cereal in the bag and put the magnet up against the bag and lightly shake it around and wait for the iron to attract to the magnet.
The materials needed for this experiment are a blender, cereal, a strong magnet, and a Ziploc bag. Our experiment is to find the iron in the cereal. The first step is get a blender so that you can blend up the cereal that has iron in it so the iron is noticeable.
After it is blended, you need to put all of it into a Ziploc bag. Then you need to take a magnet and put it up to the bag Then all the iron will go to the magnet.
You will then be able to see the iron and you will be able to know that there is actually iron in the cereal. The reason the cereal didn't stick to the magnet is because of all the other ingredients.
Our experiment is about the iron in cereal. I'm Tyler, this is Claire, that's Ethan, and that's Whitney. Our theory is that the iron particles in the cereal are so small that they cannot be seen when the cereal is in its normal state. Can you believe that? There's iron in your cereal? The materials we will need are paper towels, 4 cups of cereal, a hammer or rolling pin, a very powerful magnet, and 1 sample tube.
We think that the iron is inside the cereal. Therefore, the cereal needs to be crushed up in order to find the pieces of iron.
To find the particles more efficiently, we are going to crush up the cereal in sections. Since we know iron is magnetic, we need a magnet to find the iron in the crushed cereal.
We will then extract the particles and put them in the tubes. And that is our experiment that we designed to find the iron particles in cereal.